Hello lovely Flosstube friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, also known as Cross Stitch Bunny here on YouTube and over on Instagram. It is the 1st of July. I hope you've all had a wonderful June with lots and lots of stitchy time. I last recorded around 2 weeks ago, so I've got 2 weeks worth of stitching to share with you today. And although there's not that many individual projects, I do have 2 finishes. So in total, I've worked on 4 projects since you last saw me. 2 of them are finishes and 2 of them are whips. I started the month of May with 29 whips, so these 2 finishes take me down to 27. I am so very happy that that number is coming down every month. Really pleasing. It is the 1st of July and I am intending on having a jolly July start. I think I deserve one. I've not had any starts since February, but it is going to only be a small, and I have 2 projects in mind, so I'm going to share those with you as well. Feel free to chime in and let me know which one you think I should start. I'm not necessarily going to start it today, but within the first sort of week of July, I am going to have a jolly July start. First though, let's have a look at my finishes. So very excited for these. My first finish to share with you is the lovely Beach Coma by Lindy Stitches. And here it is, not ironed, but it is finished. So I'm super happy with this one. I give you a close-up. Oh, I love this so much, and I know so many other people love this. Since this pattern came out for general release, as previously it was like an exclusive pattern, since it's come out for general release, I've seen so many people start stitching this. I'm really looking forward to seeing lots of other people finish it. It's such a beautiful pattern to work on. Absolutely love it. So I have stitched this on like a 32 count natural beige linen from my own Stitch Bunny shop. I bought all the called for colours. So classic Colourworks, I believe, dinky dyes, which were the silk blue colour used in this whale was a dinky dye. Yes, and then there's quite a few of the like subtly variegated threads, I think from classic Colourworks, maybe Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Arts, I don't know, but whatever over dyes were called for, I've used all the correct ones. And then there were some DMC colours as well, and again I've used genuine proper DMC for this pattern. The beads I picked out myself, so if I give you a little zoom in here, like the beads are basically along the bottom of the border and along the top, there's none in the middle. So if I just show you the ones at the bottom, I picked out my own colours for these. I did not buy the ones that were recommended because there are so few beads on the pattern in total. I had a look in my stash, I didn't have any of the called for, but I thought it was a bit silly to buy 3 packs of beads when there was literally just a scattering of them on the whole project. So I picked my own, and I've picked like a beigey sort of, they're so tiny, like a beigey sandy colour, more of a creamy pearl, and then these little sort of sea foam coloured ones, which I thought were really nice. So very happy with my bead choices. If you are also stitching this and you don't want to necessarily buy new beads and you maybe want to know what I used so you can check your own stash, there is a post on my Instagram where the bead numbers, the Mill Hill bead numbers that I used are visible because the little bead pots are in the photograph. So if you're interested to know the codes of the colours that I used, they are on there. But yes, such a wonderful pattern. Comb the beach for treasure with me, my heart resides beside the sea. Beautiful. Really does need ironing though. As I'm looking at it on the camera, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that it's such a beautiful finish and it's so creased up. But yes, a really nice finish for summer. I nearly said start then. a really nice finish for the start of summer. Very, very happy with that one. My second finish to share with you is my Bothy Dictionary of Tea. So I've been working on this for a good long while. I started it in 2021 at some point. It's not my oldest whip, but it was one of my oldest whips, and I finished this just like a day or two ago, just in time for the end of the month. And here it is, my Dictionary of Tea. So last time you saw this, I'd sort of partially completed the banner, but I hadn't done any of the back stitching. I think the banner was about halfway. So I blasted through finishing the banner first, and then I moved back to my tea parts and completed the flirty tea part. Just got quite a few French knots in it here. And then I did the empty tea part, and this one actually stitched up really, really quickly. I think it's a bit of a smaller, if you look at it, smaller tea part than most of the others, and the majority is just this blocky background stitching. So it's quite a nice one to finish on because it just went really, really speedily. I felt like my needle was flying when I was stitching this last tea part. But yeah, here it is. So extremely happy with this. Absolutely love it. I love these little spoons up here at the top. Really cute. So I self-kitted this. I bought the pattern from Bothy as a PDF. The dictionary series of patterns were available as PDFs on their website for quite some time. So it was a legitimate PDF purchase. I don't know if they are still available as a PDF on Bothy's website. I've not checked, but at the time they were. So I got this as a PDF, and I then kitted it myself. I used all DMC for this, like all the called for, although they give you options, I think, for DMC, Madeira and Anchor, pretty sure, on their PDF charts. Now, at the time that I purchased this, I did get a lot of the other dictionary patterns also as PDFs, so I have a real stash. I've got like robins, like the Dictionary of Robins. I think maybe there's a coffee one, a cat's one, a dog's one. I can't remember. They are pretty old designs. They've been out for a long time with Bothy, to the point where they were discontinued as kits and came back as PDFs. But I did buy quite a lot of them in one go when I discovered that they were available as PDF. And I would like to start another one, but that one did take me so long to finish. I'm not in a huge rush to start my next one, but it would be nice to get through them because I've got at least 4 or 5 others from the same series, so we'll see. But at the moment, I'm still trying to keep my number of starts at a controlled level. And yes, I've already earmarked my Jolly July start, so I won't be doing another one of those for a little while. My next whip to share with you is my Mill Hill buttons and beads kit, so the little stitching bird. And last time you saw this, I did mention that it was no longer going to just be a travel whip. I was going to start working on it more, and I have. So last time you saw it, I had made some decent progress, but it is looking even more finished in its current state, and this is where we are now. So I think it's pretty obvious that there has been a lot of work that's gone into this. I think I've done about 5 or 6 hours on this one since you last saw it, and in that time I was mostly concentrating on filling in this cloud, which I've been referring to in my mind as like the never-ending cloud, because it just seemed to be so much white to stitch. It took me such a long time. I had to obviously be careful with my counting to leave the gaps for this. This will be the word stitcher, but it's kind of comprised of some stitches and then back stitch as well. So it doesn't quite look right at the moment, but I finished all the crosses for it. I also moved down to the purple wing here and filled this in, and although like from a distance it just looks like a purple wing, like within the wing there is actually a very subtle pattern where there was darker stitches like in blocks of 3. So again, there was quite a lot of counting to do. It wasn't just mindless block stitching. But then I filled in some of the blue sky, and then I've started moving down here to do more of the green. So some lovely progress on this. As I mentioned, this is a Mill Hill kit. The kit number is MH142212, and it's just called Stitching. I call it my stitching bird, but the Mill Hill kit name is just Stitching. This is 14 count equivalent perforated paper that came with the kit, and I'm using all the threads that came with the kit, and I will be using the beads that came with the kit. So yes, some really nice progress on this. This is my smallest project that's currently on the go, and I'm definitely more than halfway done now. I think the last time I shared this with you, I said I think I'm about halfway done. I'm not sure that I actually was. I think I overestimated how much stitching I had done, but I'm absolutely definitely more than halfway through it now. So this is going to be another one that I just keep chipping away at, and I'm hoping it's not too long until this will be finished. We will see. The next whip and the last whip that I've worked on this month, so I'd finished my 2 finishers. I'd put quite a lot of stitches into my little stitching bird, and I decided I just wanted to pick something really random. And this is what I pulled out. So Welcome to the Forest is a gorgeous pattern. Absolutely love it. It was released in several parts. So I think there's 9 parts. There's like 8 blocks, I think, unless I'm getting that wrong. 8 blocks plus the big one at the top. So it's like a 9-part pattern from memory. I hope I've not got that completely wrong, but I will show you what it looks like in its entirety. But I have just been concentrating on the first block, and I think, I'm not sure, last time you saw it, it was already looking quite similar to this, but less colourful on one side. I think it was this side that I hadn't done yet. So last time you saw it, it didn't look too different. I've not worked any more on the border. The lettering was already done, but what I have done last night is add in like the strings that were holding up the banners. So I've done that little bit of back stitch, and then I've just been working over here on the flowers. So there were no flowers on this, and the greenery was not completed either last time you saw it. So last night I managed to get 3 flowers stitched, finished this stem with all the leaves on. I filled in the tiny little yellow centres of these flowers that had already been stitched but been left without a centre. And all I've got left to do to like finish this top block is do the little bees that are over here, they're repeated over here. So once I've added my 2 little bees, this will be like a miniature finish, like the top will be finished, but I won't be ticking this off my list of whips until all the boxes below are complete. And you can see from the size of the fabric, I've got quite a way to go with this. This is nowhere near an actual finish, but that first block is very, very close. I am stitching this on a lovely linen from my Stitch Bunny shop. The name is escaping me. Let's have a look in my book. I don't usually look through my notes if I've not written out separate notes for a Flosstube. However, I think this is going to be one of my shortest Flosstube episodes in the history of me Flosstubing. So I will just take the time to have a little look. Yes, so Welcome to the Forest. Yes, I'm stitching this on 32 count nostalgia linen from my own Stitch Bunny shop. And I may as well tell you, because I've got all the notes in front of me, that I'm stitching this with all the called for classic colourworks plus DMC. The patterns are Country Cottage Needleworks, if I didn't mention that before. And I started this on the 7th of April last year, 7th of April 23. So this WIP is over a year old, a year and a few months. And it was Charlie Feathers and myself that began stitching this originally together as a bit of a stitch along. We may have even had a specific hashtag at the time that we started. I honestly can't remember. I have forgotten. I'm sure that if Charlie sees this video and remembers what hashtag we were using, she will text me and remind me. She'll remind me what we called it. I can't remember, but I just know that we both loved the pattern. We started it together and both of us sort of fell off this wagon for a while, put it down. And when Charlie pulled it out randomly a few weeks ago now, I thought to myself, I really should rejoin her in stitching that and getting some done. We started in completely different places, so it's hard to like compare our progress, but I do think Charlie may be a little bit further on than I am. However, it is not a race, but it is nice to be stitching it with someone, so I just thought since Charlie had pulled hers out and been working on it a bit more recently, I would do the same. So there we go. Those are my 4 projects to share with you. 2 finishes, 2 works in progress. I mentioned that I was planning on having a July start, so that is sort of my little goal for July, is just to enjoy having a new start for Jolly July. And I've got 2 options for what I might start. If I manage to finish them fairly quickly, I might do both. So the first option is my Pierre penguin from the Stitchery Sisters, and this, when I say first option, this will be the first start that I have for Jolly July. So I'm going to stitch little Pierre penguin. He is super cute. I cannot wait to get a start on him. Absolutely love him. Yeah, and obviously this is a kit, Stitchery Sisters kit, so everything that I need is inside the kit. In fact, since I'm going to open this soon anyway to stitch it, shall we have a little look together? So I've not actually opened it yet. It'll be interesting to see how everything is laid out. So the whole kit is like in a little cardboard pouch, so I've just unsealed that. It was very sticky, very difficult to get inside. So the contents of my kit look like this. Oh, this is nice. So I've got a thread card there and everything is already sorted. There is a little cute needle felt here so that you don't lose your needle. Like, how cute is that? Instead of being like in a pouch or cardboard, there's a little bit of felt with my needle inside. Oh, I love these colours. Now that I've got them out, I was expecting loads of white with him being a penguin, but actually, look at all these different shades. They are beautiful. Some really nice colours, some like baby pinks, peaches. Oh, this is going to be pretty. I'm liking these colours. So yeah, I've got my nice little thread card there, my needle, I chose to have linen for my kit, so I've got my piece of linen there. There's what I got. There's my little piece of linen. And then, just be careful I don't show you the actual pattern. Oh, but look, I've got these lovely little cards here, all about Pierre. Oh, this is really nice. So yeah, there's information about Pierre here on the front, information about my threads and like all the colours here. I like that these are on card instead of on paper. They're really sturdy. There's a continuation of instructions here, and then on the back of the second sheet it's just sort of left blank with a little notes section so you can make notes. That's really lovely, and they're really sturdy. And then on paper I do have the actual pattern printed, which obviously I'm not going to unfold. But yes, absolutely lovely little kit. So Pierre is going to be my first Jolly July start. However, there is another pattern that I absolutely love, that I would also really like to start in July. It's another small, probably even smaller than Pierre, I would think. It's a PDF pattern, not a physical one, so I can't hold it up, but this is Chicken Joy from Stitching with the Housewives. This was a free pattern available on their blog. You can still go and get it, so yes, head over to their blog if you would like to stitch this for yourself. And I just love this so much. It is super cute, a really nice little small, and I have the perfect recipient in mind for this once it has been stitched. And if you know who I'm talking about, then you'll definitely know. Yes, I shall say no more. But yes, this is the second one I'd like to start. Now, obviously this is not a kit, so I will need to go through my thread stash, see what I've got. Like I said, I've downloaded the pattern. I've not actually checked if it's charted in DMC or others. If it's charted in like more fancy colours, the chances are I'm not going to have them. And I do have a limited amount of time to start it and stitch it if I want it to be a Jolly July start and finish. So if it is using fancy flosses that I don't have, I will probably just improvise and use DMC. But yes, those are the two things that I'm hoping to start for Jolly July. Yeah, I think Pierre will be the one I start first. It makes sense because he's kitted. So I know that I kind of said, let me know which one to start first. I think it's going to be Pierre. It just makes more sense because he's all ready to go. And as long as I get him finished in time, then I will start my Chicken Joy. That is the plan. That is the plan. I've worked it out while I've been filming. That is the plan. So I might actually start Pierre today. Since I'm not actually procrastinating over which one to do first, he may be a start for the first of the month. I do have one last thing to show you before I go, which is a tiny bit of haul. Not a lot, just a little bit. So I've added a couple of little bits to my stash. And the first one is a pattern that I've had my eye on for quite some time. As most of you will know if you watch me regularly, my daughter is called Daisy, and this planting daisies pattern just really speaks to me. It's a Silver Creek samplers pattern and I just love it. I love the words on it. Just in case it's a bit glary, I will read it out to you, but it says, "You planted daisies in my heart that bloom and grow each day. Indeed, I see your love for me inside their sweet bouquet." I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. And then, like, it's got a little, I'll just cover the pattern at the top there with my arm, but it's got like a little, like, explanation here about the inspiration behind the pattern. It's got all your threads listed. With DMC equivalent, so this uses mostly Weeks Dye Works, 2 colours of DMC, but then all the Weeks Dye Works do have DMC equivalents listed. And the second pattern that I've added to the stash is this one. This is Most Wonderful by Shakespeare's Peddler. And I absolutely love this. Really love it. I love the way it's been finished into a pillow. Need to get braver with my finishing, ladies. I really do. This is stitched with mostly DMC, so it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 DMC colours, 4 fancy flossers that are Weeks Dye Works. Are they all Weeks Dye Works? Yes, I believe they are. But again, they have DMC equivalents, so you can very much stitch it without any fancy threads if you like. So yay! 2 gorgeous new patterns. I swear there's just some kind of unwritten rule that no matter how long or short an episode is, I always run out of battery when filming a Flosstube. Today I knew it was going to be a quick one. I didn't even bother checking the battery level. Clearly that was a mistake. So I got very rudely interrupted when I was trying to show you my last bit of haul, which is just the threads that are used for those 2 wonderful patterns I just shared with you. So these are all the over-dyed threads that I need to stitch those 2 designs. There's also just a couple of extras in here. I know that the River Otter colour right here at the front was a little extra purchase because I just really liked the look of it and thought it was lovely. And there's one other thread in there that is a random purchase beyond what I needed for those 2 patterns, but again, one that I just liked. I'm not sure which one that one was, but yes, so that is my last bit of haul, just like the 2 patterns, the threads with which to stitch them. I just need to add the DMC that's needed. And that is everything that I've got to share with you today. It has been lovely to sit and film this. I'm very pleased to have got it done on the 1st of the month, staying on track, excellent. Whip go wise, I had already completed my fancy lady stitching goals. The last time I saw you, middle of May, I had 1 goal left to tick off my whip go, which was to stitch 5 hours on an animal themed whip. My beachcomber is the whip that I was using for that goal, and I did do 5 hours and then kept going and then finished it. So all of my whip go goals were achieved for the month of May. At the time, I was carrying a goal from April to fully finish an object. And then now that we're in July, I have 2 new goals for July. The first one is to fully finish an object. So I now need to do 2 FFOs in order to be up to date with whip go. And the other goal, which is a stitching goal for this month, is to stitch 5 hours on a full coverage piece. So in my mind, I'm thinking that the full coverage piece that I am furthest along with, and that is also the smallest one I have, is my Curious Tiger kit by Lindy Stitches. So that is the one that I am probably going to work on for that 5 hour goal. This has been lovely. I have enjoyed filming. I do not have anything left to show show or share. It is a very incredibly busy time of year for us at the moment. I am filming in my bedroom today. I've had to hide in the bedroom to film because of the fact that it's a very busy time of the year for us with puppies. Yes, we've got various puppies here, there, everywhere. Super busy time of year for us. It's a lot nicer and easier for us to raise puppies and toilet train them and all those things when the weather is not freezing cold. Much nicer to have them in sort of spring, summer rather than in the depths of winter. So although we do sort of have litters all year round at various times of year, like we do have more of them in the spring and summer months. So at the moment, my house is quite busy, quite hectic, different puppies of several different ages. Yes, so I've retreated into the bedroom, which is a dog-free, puppy-free zone, nice and quiet to film this. I will leave you though with some video footage of the babies. So this will just be a compilation of video clips of various different babies that we've got running around and keeping me very busy at the moment. Some of it may have been filmed landscape, some of it may switch to portrait. It's just little clips I've got of some of the babies on my phone, but I know that some of you really enjoy seeing them. I've not shown you any puppies for a little while, so I'll say goodbye ladies, happy stitching. Hope that, and gents, sorry, I know most of you that watch me are ladies, but yes, ladies and gents. I hope that you have a lovely couple of weeks until I hopefully see you again in the middle of July. And yes, enjoy the puppy cuteness. Take care, guys. Goodbye.